is Friday, and welcome to the April 6th edition of The Pulse. I'm Lauren Packer.
And I'm Ryan Stewart. Thank you so much for joining us. This week on The Pulse, we tell the story of one brave individual and how her condition is only making her stronger.
Then, Michael Christie reveals an announcement from one of the biggest toy companies in the world that no one saw coming.
And finally, we head over to the baseball field to see how the team's brand new coach is planning to lead them to victory.
All this and much more coming up on this week's edition of
The Pulse. Emily Light is a sophomore, an active member in our community, and a high honors student. But the cerebral palsy that she's had to live with all of her life is a characteristic of hers that tends to stand out.
Olivia McHugh highlights this brave individual and how she never allows her condition to hold her back.
Emily Light had the average childhood. She went on vacation, made a mess, made memories with her siblings. One aspect stands out though. Right before she turned 1, Emily was diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
She was born not alive. They resuscitated her and she was on life support for a week. The doctors told us she had about a 50% chance of living, and they wouldn't really know what would happen in the next few days. So it was kind of touch and go for like 3 days. And then a week later she started breathing against the life support, and we knew that she was going to make it out of there. She did have an MRI, and it did indicate that there was something the matter, but they weren't quite sure what it would be. Before her year birthday, they fully diagnosed her with cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy is a condition due to brain damage before, during, or after birth. This results in the child having their muscle coordination and control, muscle tone, reflex posture, and balance possibly affected. Emily is a sophomore at Manchester High School. Her motorized wheelchair allows her accessibility to classes, and she is able to communicate with her peers and teachers through her iPad. Some of her classes are pre-calculus and STEM English. She is a high honor student and takes her studies very seriously.
I am able to do all my work with my devices. My teachers send me work through emails, and I can put it in a program where I can edit it.
While Emily is extremely independent with her needs, she additionally has an amazing support system in the form of her family.
Like anything else, we help her bathing and dressing and eating. But again, she's super independent. So, sometimes I'll go in her room and she'll be on the floor picking up a pencil, and I'll just be like, why didn't you ask me? She's like, because I don't need your help.
Emily is so much more than her condition and is so much more than her chair.
It helps me understand other people's differences. I am able to connect with different people better because of it.
Speechless is an ABC sitcom about an American family who is unique. Their oldest son has cerebral palsy. This has greatly impacted Emily, as CP is finally being represented in the media.
I like Speechless because it shows others how families like mine are both similar and different from other families. It shows examples of the experiences my family faces.
She's been working so hard since she was born. Everyone knew she was a fighter. She always has a huge smile on her face. She's super happy. Always keeps a smile on her face. And she goes through pain and she goes through struggles, and she still just pushes through and never asks for anything.
This story only tells the tale of one of 746,000 American citizens diagnosed with cerebral palsy. To learn more about CP and what you may be able to do to help, visit www.cerebralpalsy.com. From the Pulse and Manchester, this has been Olivia McHugh reporting.
We would like to thank Emily and the rest of the Light family for allowing us to share their beautiful story.
Her strength is truly inspiring, and we hope her story inspires others like Emily to not let their condition keep them from being their best.
For most children, there is no Easter without an egg hunt. The New River Community Church held their annual Easter egg hunt this past weekend. Haley Rogers was on the scene to capture what went down during this exciting competition.
Plastic eggs filled with treats covered the ground outside of New River Church on Saturday, March 31st. Matthew and Madison Trudell were among the many anxious kids hoping to get their hands on as many of these eggs as possible. Madison hoped for
toys and Mickey Mouse toys.
while Matthew enjoyed.
Hang out with my friends.
Children ran through the churchyard, stopping only to collect eggs with candy inside. Madison and Matthew quickly filled their baskets to the top, but did not hesitate to exchange their prizes with friends. After an action-packed egg hunt, Matthew and Madison went home to enjoy the rest of Easter weekend at
Nana's house.
All of the children here at New River Church were very excited to fill up their Easter baskets with treats. From Manchester, this has been Haley Rogers reporting.
It's great to see how community events like these can really bring families together.
Yeah, it looks like it was a lot of fun, but unfortunately we have some sad news for many children and parents.
Since 1957, a very popular chain retail known as Toys R Us has sold toys to millions of children all around the world. Now, due to an unforeseen transition to a more technology-reliant world, one of the biggest toy companies in the country is saying goodbye. Michael Christie has the story.
With over 800 stores in the United States, 8 in Connecticut and 1 in Manchester, Toys R Us, who's been selling toys to children for 70 years, has filed for bankruptcy as of March 23rd. With more than half of the store's employees living in Manchester, it's an obstacle both employees and the town will have to face in the upcoming months.
On Saturdays and Sundays, we have lines that go to the back of the store. It's just awful.
And although workers will be out the job and have to adjust to the quick changes of the mega franchise, it's the customers who are of disbelief. But one store in Manchester isn't so sad about the big competition closing up for good.
So we have our regulars who have always been coming here and will keep coming here. And we also have the people who have been shopping at Toys R Us for a while for most of their toys. Big name brands like Mattel, Fisher-Price, all that sort of stuff. They'll probably start filtering in here more. And then I think a lot of them are going to turn to online stores, unfortunately, like Amazon, Target, Walmart, big box stores like that.
Many say Amazon is one of the reasons behind the store's lack of performance in the past years. Amazon bought multiple KB toy stores after that company closed, and Amazon looks to do the same thing with Toys R Us. Clocking out with $11.5 billion, that has no comparison to Amazon's $105 billion they make in revenue. Companies like Amazon, Target, and Walmart are projected to make over $800 million when Toys R Us is officially closed.
It's no secret that advanced technology companies are taking over the market, because today it's easier to shop here than it is to shop here. For months, Toys R Us was struggling in this new competitive market, and although we thought this day would never come, Jeffrey the Giraffe is saying goodbye. From Manchester, this has been Michael Christie reporting.
It's sad to see what once was a popular place is now closing.
Yeah, I remember going so often as a kid, and I'm sure many kids are going to miss it.
For sure. We'll be right back after this quick message. Stay with us.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. It's me, the voice in your head. Now I get the school year is coming to a close. Hey, wake up, I'm talking to you. Well, see, before you can do things like this, you have to actually make sure you're not slacking off so you can actually make it to that point. Seniors everywhere are going through the same thing as you. It's called Senioritis. Dude, seriously, get off of Fortnite, this is important. Anyways, 4 years of hard work and it's about to pay off. Just make sure you finish strong and you're doing your work. We'll be out of here in no time.
With the spring sports season already in check, Manchester High School's baseball team has just hired a new head coach. Pat Doherty brings us the story.
Mother Nature may be taking her time to improve the weather this spring, but the baseball team is wasting no time to prepare for their season. Under the supervision of new coach Gary Marinu, the varsity team is looking to bring new life back to the Manchester baseball program.
He's done a great job. Everybody's really buying into his goal of bringing a winning culture here and all that, and everybody's just really excited this year. And he makes everybody really want to play for him, which is great. So,
Manchester is the third team Coach Marinu has managed at the high school level, and he hopes to carry his winning ways along.
Cheney Tech, I was there for 19 years, it was a great experience. I started JV there. I was there for 1 year, and then I took over the varsity program, coached for 19 years. Made the state tournament 18 years in a row. We won 12 division titles.
For Marinu, the Manchester baseball program has similarities to some of the past he's coached.
They've been together, and there's some pretty good players, So mixing in with the young guys that we have, with the with the veterans that have played already, and you're going to get a real good mix,
Max Rivas is excited to be under new leadership, but feels one thing that has them heading in the right direction.
Our heart, definitely. We definitely got a lot of heart out there.
This love for the game can be attributed to the fact that
they really like each other. They like being together. They like practicing. They all show up. They work hard on a rain day. I mean, they could be frustrated right now, but we're not. We're going to put in work today just to get ready for tomorrow.
Mount Nebo Park and Moriarty Field will take place as Manchester's home field this season as Coach Marino and the boys look to bring a state title right back here to Manchester. From Mount Nebo and Manchester, this has been Patrick Doherty reporting.
The team is happy to have Coach Marino for the season and looks forward to how the rest of the year will play out as the team makes a push for the state tournament.
As the spring season sports are getting ready for their opening days, the winter sports season still had one event last Wednesday. The students of MHS went up against the staff in a heated basketball competition. Chris Pagano was there to recap this event.
On Thursday, March 29th, various students and teachers of Manchester High School competed in this year's annual student versus staff basketball game. Teacher Anthony Magruder said his favorite part about the experience was
playing with the students, having a good time, and it's all for bragging rights.
Teachers, I think they were just trying to beat us, you know what I'm saying? They were trying to beat us.
As well as playing for bragging rights, student Nishawn Murphy explained how the two teams also played for a better cause.
The events run for charity, because when you had to come to the game, you had to bring a canned food item.
Overall, the game was a fun experience for both the students and staff members that participated.
We fought a good game. It was fun. A lot of people. Good vibes.
From Manchester, this has been Chris Pagano reporting.
It's always nice seeing members of the MHS community participate in events that contribute to a good cause.
And speaking of heated competitions, MHS recently added a new program to the list of clubs available to students. AJ Alibrio gives us an inside look on how this one-of-a-kind club came to be.
Manchester High School recently created a brand new club that competes against other schools around the U.S. in video game competitions called Esports. Esports is a multiplayer video game competition played competitively for spectators, typically by professional gamers, but in this case, it's a group of high schoolers who share one thing in common: the love for video games. Mr. Sember, a science teacher here at MHS, formed the MHS Esports team because
Mr. Rudy came up with the idea. He heard about the Electronics Gaming Federation. It's based out of New York. He brought it to the STEM Academy teachers, and I was hooked right off the bat. Mr. Warner and I, we started Club Up a couple months ago, and it's grown to about 20 to 25 people, so it's pretty awesome. We're having a good time.
The video games that the MHS Esports team compete in include
Rocket League and League of Legends, but we do expect to expand our wide variety even more.
Seniors Kurt Doom, Nick Piggott, and Preston Tepanava are all members of the Esports team. In their first League of Legends match, Nick remembers,
I was very anxious. I'm the support for our team, so I'm the one that helps set up the certain plays we do. And for the first match, I wanted to make sure we were making all the plays. And at first, like I said, I was very anxious, but going through the game, I was realizing the more calmer I am, the better I've been playing. So I just started to go through this calm state, and I started setting up the plays, and that's how we won.
After their first win, the MHS Esports team caught fire and are now killing the competition with a record of 6-1. Mr. Sember believes that
we're doing an amazing job, and me and Mr. Warner, we don't do much of the hard work. It's most of the students that are doing it, and they're doing a great job managing it and helping each other out, talking about it outside of school, practicing outside of school. They're putting a lot of hard work in every single day after school, and they're doing a great job.
Competing and winning in matches is important to them, but for Preston and Kurt, it's bigger than that. They believe that the esports team is
a one-time opportunity, especially since it's our last year as seniors.
It's a huge family because we all know each other really well, and people that join newly, we are so open to them, and we always just accept whoever joins, and whoever leaves because life is life, and we're just a big group of family, and we're always just going to be friends.
The MHS Esports team continues to work on their game as well as strengthening their bonds within the team. This may be their first year, but they certainly are not to be overlooked, so keep an eye out for them in the future. From Manchester, this has been AJ Librio reporting.
The Esports Club is always accepting new members, so if you're looking to join or get involved, email Mr. Sember at gsember@mpspride.org.
Well, that's all we have for you this week, Manchester. Be sure to tune in next week to hear teachers' opinions on school safety and learn about the future of FlexBlock.
If you have any suggestions for stories we might have missed, email Mr. Larson at b11elars@mpspride.org or visit us in the communications suite.
If you're interested in learning more about the Pulse or to see some of our other projects, visit us at mhstelevision.com.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook at MHS Red Prod. I'm Ryan Stewart.
And I'm Lauren Packer. This has been
The Pulse.